Please welcome the all-action rising super lightweight contender, introducing Omar El Relámpago Juarez. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the renowned former two-division champion of the world, introducing Kid Blast Rances Barthelemy.
At 37 years old, the Cuban boxer entered the ring with a record of 29 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw.
His championship belt. He mounts in front of his opponent, thinking he has accomplished it.
Barthelemy had previously held world titles in 2 weight divisions, super featherweight and lightweight. He was aiming to rebound from a stoppage loss to Gary Russell in July 2022 and sought to position himself for a potential 3rd division title run. Known for his aggressive style and power, Juarez viewed this fight as a significant step up in competition and an opportunity to showcase his abilities against a seasoned former champion.
Still aiming to become the first ever Cuban 3-division champion. He's been a champ at 130.
Yeah, in a fight where, you know, he disputes and obviously a lot of people. And he started off really well. He jabbed he feinted to the body and he jabbed to the face.
Through the guard of Barthelemy by wife Alexa in attendance, pregnant with their first child.
And Barthelemy said, hey, I'm going back to that fighter you saw against Russell. And that he's doing so. The jab more than anything is back
blows his elbow. There was hitting out. He hit Mendes.
Not much in terms of offense here.
Get this up. Get him up. Get him up.
We're coming off a fight in which they combined for the most punches landed so far this year across the entire sport. Oh, there's a nice.
He takes advantage.
Nice left down the middle by the southpaw. Decision, a fight in which Juarez went down for the only time in his career.
That punch.
Especially when you overreach, that's exactly what Juarez did when he got knocked down there.
Orthodox, but again, just flicking away with the lead hand.
35 punches per round. In his last 3 fights, wins the low volume Omar Juarez.
Yeah, constantly moving back and forth. That's going to be difficult, but here Juarez goes foraging.
And it's not like Barthelemy's doing much either. I mean,
I think it's a respect almost for what Barthelemy.
Give him that school. You know, throw your beautiful punches from the outside, but he's not doing as much. There's a beautiful left hand.
But it's single shots.
Yeah, he will. And the reason for I reference that stat is
Juarez had a most inauspicious start to his self-belief and you know, watching motivational tape.
You mentioned his work down in Texas.
It's to me 2 most effective punches of the fight. And again, Barthelemy playing, showboating.
Keep doing this. The hand has to be on top. And then the jab. He's also trying to timing you, so try to be careful. That's the only thing he does.
And Rolando Romero, the trainer of Barthelemy, who is back with him in the
road warrior.
Yes, wonderful fighter, and Romero helped him a lot. Wow,
and that left hand delivering for Barthelemy, but finally that aggression.
But that's because, again, Juarez is giving Barthelemy that distance.
You know, in his last 5 track fights, Barthelemy averaging just 42 punches around as Juarez now chopping him down with the right hand. Barthelemy. That left hand has been the money shot for Barthelemy to switch it around.
First minute of this first round, he's kind of giving Barthelemy this fight.
Yeah. Both come from fighters. But Juarez walking down. There's that left hook to the body. One of his trademark punches. And now Barthelemy backing up. High peekaboo guard.
And that's the personality of Juarez in the ring when he's at his best.
Telling you, baby, it's on the inside. It ain't out here. It ain't out there. It's on the inside. He don't want to be there with you.
Early in that round, using the jab to work his way in and going to the body. Now Barthelemy doing some good counterpunching and pawing away with the jab. Barthelemy doesn't want to be on the ropes.
To the flank, so But here his jab is what he's trying to...
That exactly, the younger fighter. Impose your will, impose the volume. I mean...
There's a, from either fighter, the left hand of Barthelemy.
Things you don't want to do if you're Juarez, you're reaching.
Al, what surprised you the most thus far?
What? But as Abner's pointing out, you know, when he jabs his way in and he pushes him on the ropes, he can be effective. And I think we anticipated.
So look, he takes those 2 steps and he'll stay on the ropes. He'll give you those opportunities.
And here Juarez trying to take advantage of Barthelemy being on the ropes. The pace had abated. Juarez beginning to unload, going to the body. Right hook to the body, right up.
And there it is. You can tell based on the face from Barthelemy, he doesn't like being in there.
Goes to the body and just misses with the counter left from Barthelemy. Nice body shot. Much better round for Omar Juarez.
But we need more damage. More damage. All right. Yeah, let's go, baby.
Brandon Figueroa has sparred with Juarez as well.
He got off to a tremendous start here. To fighter on the way up.
You said a key word, cautious. Being cautious would not get you victories.
Well, again, the veteran Barthelemy, high guard, and now fires back with a couple of left hooks of his own.
And a reminder that Juarez is he surely doesn't want to give away rounds by allowing that to happen. Isn't concerned maybe in his mind.
Barthelemy sitting down on those left hands, but it's Juarez lead right. Another lead right on the southpaw, and Barthelemy fires back.
So Juarez can get it in there also.
Two-handed Juarez is only lost. And that was a debatable decision as well.
Very close, yeah.
Nice body work from Juarez. Left hand, the left uppercut, left hook. Right hand, now Omar Juarez beginning to showcase his craft.
Again, it's those moments where you have that reach right there as you want to take advantage if you're Barthelemy.
And 3 point deductions against Austin Valle.
Bout scheduled for 10 rounds between Rances Barthelemy and Omar Juarez.
Look, if you find yourself on the ropes, you got 2 choices, 3 choices. You either fire back, you either hold them, or you get out of here.
His opponent, I think, is, you know, from Juarez, is what's impressive here. Using uppercuts, hooks to the body, some right hands.
But I've given Juarez the last 2 rounds. It's very simple for Juarez. When he
Barthelemy in the fighter meeting when he said he was going to let his hands fly and he was going for the knockout. Did I misunderstand?
First 3 for Barthelemy, which certainly can make.
And he's landed a lot of punches.
Yeah. Barthelemy has won some decisions, like against Relic when he won his title that some didn't think he deserved. You know, he might be able to fight this fight where he's working the whole 45-second clock, if you will.
And to Steve Farhood's point, bring the volume, bring the combinations. Stalk the older Barthelemy, make him work. Some of them, well, maybe not as legal as others, but the mannerisms and the way he's just flicking out that jab almost haphazardly.
I mean, and you noticing a fighter really not pressing. It's
nice. There's a solid combination by Juarez. Barthelemy fighting.
I wouldn't have expected that necessarily at this point in the fight. Although, according to show stats, he's landed more. But, you know, he's setting himself up for some difficult.
Has to start coming forward and has to definitely ratchet up the offense like he's doing.
Yeah, there's got to be some urgency from him and his corner to tell him.
Also, I'm going to go back to a theme I mentioned earlier. A lot of Juarez's punches are body punches.
I mean, they're punches and they're landing.
There's a left uppercut by Barthelemy. Not delivering any punches, not putting the pressure on. Giving away precious seconds.
Well,
in there. Barthelemy landing with a combination of the body. Juarez coming forward in spurts, but then pays for it too. Barthelemy, 14 years the elder of Juarez, and in some ways it's almost like... Now the right lands for Barthelemy.
I need that pace to be sky high, son. I don't want to leave nothing in the hands of the judges. I think you're winning these fucking rounds, but you've seen shit happen.
Enough to win a round, and maybe that's what he did the last round, landing that uppercut.
You want to dominate if you're Barthelemy. If Juarez really not giving you that pressure, giving you those moments to let your hands go, okay, Barthelemy, be that.
Juarez at the behest allowed over the last 3 rounds, putting the pressure now on Barthelemy. Barthelemy has him in the corner.
They want more volume from him.
There's the right hand by Juarez.
And regret the fact that he didn't pressure or hasn't pressured as he needs to.
Oh, counter left hand from Barthelemy, and really for Barthelemy.
Have gone the distance. You know, he goes the distance, as does Barthelemy often. You know, for Juarez is dangerous for him.
Barthelemy to move freely, now swinging wildly with the right hand.
You know, Barthelemy hurt punches. He hasn't shown that inclination very much in this fight.
Since the loss to Russell, and he said, and I quote, hey, the 37-year-old is allowed to, as we mentioned, and Al's mentioned, cat and mouse game.
But is it the pace that, you know, people want to watch? I don't know.
Well, and for Omar Juarez, you never know how the judges have it, and Juarez's trainer knows that.
Unfolding. And in that last round, you saw there were moments there, Barthelemy going downstairs. Nice combination of a double left hand. And here's Juarez, you know, attacking, kind of getting in an overhand right.
He's being kept at bay for the most part by the...
Juarez choosing not to press.
Yeah.
Because it's Juarez choosing not to press.
But yeah, it's your style of Juarez, which is to jab your way and do it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Good question.
That is something he said, and you know, and he has at moments, but he's choosing not to.
According to Steve Farhood's scorecard, he's still
you know, it's going to be interesting to see.
To right, trying to avoid the jab of Juarez, double jab, left uppercut, and then rips the left hook to the body.
Punches, but then he doesn't want to keep doing it. Beautiful left uppercut.
50% of his power punches.
Yeah, think about
you are
that.
Watching. Calls for the break. Brian Custer, Jim Gray, Jimmy Lennon Jr., and our entire Showtime Championship boxing crew bringing you the action.
Juarez landed 50% of his power punches, everything other than the jab. Here's Barthelemy, and he lost.
Yeah, Juarez has been busier. Nice chopping left hand over the top by 37-year-old Rances Barthelemy, former two-division champion. 23-year-old Omar Juarez in the biggest fight of his career.
We gotta win this round. Whoever wins this round is gonna win the fucking fight.
Work that front hand, but this time you gotta knock this guy out. We didn't knock him the fuck out, but do it intelligently. No te regales. Hey, careful how you knock him out.
10th and final round. 4 wins in a row and open doors to bigger fights. Guns ablazing, all out. And now Juarez stalking and trying to unload, and now beginning to unload a hand speed. Juarez putting combinations together.
And beautiful ending to the body.
There should be enough in the 23-year-old fighter to go all out.
Yeah, unless Barthelemy lands something significant as a counterpunch, but if not, yes, 100%.
From Barthelemy.
Yes.
And that's not something good that you want to keep in your head. You just want to go out there and let your hands go.
90 seconds left in the fight. Left hand lands for Barthelemy.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting. He's thrown double the punches this round, but the perception of him going back, even when Barthelemy's not throwing anything.
And Barthelemy lands 2 left hands from both sides. Barthelemy did not let his hands fly. Omar Juarez trying to do so now. To determine a winner in this 10-round contest. Rances Barthelemy trying to audition for a show on the Strip.
49% of all power punches, which is everything other than jab, landing for Barthelemy. Normally, Juarez is at 41% of his power punches. He landed at 33.
I tried to win it. I knew I was going against a younger fighter. I tried to win it more intelligent with the brains, and that's what I did.
A majority decision in favor of the winner, Kid Blast Rances Barthelemy.